guys, welcome back to my channel once again. I hope you are doing absolutely fine. So today we will start the gate cathode characteristics of SCR. This is a third video on SCR. So let us see what is the gate cathode characteristics. Okay, so we will draw the curve of VG versus IG, that is gate voltage with respect to your gate current. And let us see the basic circuit, the gate triggering circuit, the DC triggering circuit of the thyristor, that is gate triggering circuit, that is your off call, voltage off call. So let us see the basic gate triggering circuit of the SCR. So you have the SCR like this, then a DC voltage is applied at the SCR with a source resistance RS and a DC voltage of ES that is applied to the gate terminal, and this is your cathode. Okay, so this is your VG, the gate voltage that we will draw the characteristics with, and this is your gate current IG. Okay, and see, this is ES and this is your IG, the gate current. So the source current in this case, the source current that is equals to your gate current. The source current is the current delivered by the DC voltage source, and this is your source resistance, and this is your gate current. So as this is a series circuit, so the same current that is flowing through the source will go to the gate also. Okay, now let us see the characteristics. First of all, you have two types of curve here. First of all, the VG-IG characteristics of the gate, that is gate cathode characteristics. If we see the SCR model, okay, so that is your P plus, N minus, P, N plus. This is your gate cathode characteristic, this is your gate terminal, this is your cathode terminal, this is your anode terminal. Now if you see this gate cathode, you have a junction that is J3. So the characteristics will be same as a PN junction diode. Okay, so these characteristics, the gate cathode characteristics will be same as your PN junction diode. And as we have drawn IG here, the current here and the voltage here, the curve will be like this. So we have two curves. This is the first curve, this is the second curve. Okay, the first curve is your minimum voltage curve that will resemble your minimum voltage. Minimum voltage. Okay. And the curve 2 will represent your maximum voltage. So why we are having two kinds of curve in the same PN junction? In the same PN junction, we are seeing that we are having two kinds of curve. Why this is that? Because of the different doping of these two terminals. See, N plus means more doping, P means normal doping. Okay, so the doping of the N plus terminal is more than your P terminal. That's why we are having two kinds of curve here. Okay, and the curve will be similar to like your PN junction. Why PN junction? Because see, this gate cathode, we are obtaining what? We are obtaining the gate cathode characteristics. Means the gate current versus your gate voltage. And see, this junction as resembles a PN diode. That's why the curve looks like similar to a VI characteristics of a PN junction diode. Okay. Now let us see some or more portions of the curve. Okay. So first of all, this is your maximum voltage level that is specified in the SCR portion. Okay, that is specified by your manufacturer. So that is your maximum voltage that is specified by the manufacturer. And again, you have a maximum current that is again specified by your manufacturer. Okay. So this is the maximum voltage that you cannot exceed, and this is your maximum current that you cannot exceed. Okay. So these are the two limits. And again, in this lower region, see, in this lower region also, you have VG minimum, that means gate voltage minimum voltage and gate current minimum, means below which if you operate the gate cathode, the SCR will not turn on. The current for the triggering current required will not be sufficient. So this is your minimum limit. So this is your maximum limit and this is your minimum limit. Now the curve will look like this. With the new limits, the curve will look like this. Okay. But again you have a problem. What is the problem? In this upper portion, some of the portion is cut off due to the thermal rating of the SCR. Okay. As SCR is a high power device, so this portion will be cut off due to your thermal limit. So this is now represented like this, and this limit is your VG into IG, that is average power dissipation limit, and this is also called your thermal limit. This is also called your thermal limit. Okay, and now this is your safe operating area of the SCR, that is your gate. This resembles your safe operating area of the gate cathode terminals of the SCR. So till now what are the things that we have seen? First of all, what is gate cathode characteristics? It is the characteristics whenever a DC signal is applied to the gate terminal, and see the series resistance is connected with the source. See, the series resistance is connected with the source, and you have the PN, the SCR construction like this. So we are plotting this PN junction. Okay. Now if we see like this, okay, if you see like this is your source resistance, and this is your ES plus or minus, and this is the gate current, or as the source current is equals to your gate current, so the source current should be equal to your gate current. This is the characteristics that we are obtaining. This VG, that is your gate voltage, and your IG, the gate current. So this is the characteristics that we are obtaining. Now we have got two curves, curve 1 and curve 2. Why we have got two curves? Because see, the doping level of the P and the N junctions are not same. Because of the inadherent nature, we are getting the two different curves. That means the curve 1 and the curve 2. Curve 1 represents the minimum voltage curve, this minimum VG voltage, and curve 2 represents this maximum VG voltage, the maximum gate to cathode voltage. Okay, and see, now the manufacturer, due to the safe operating area, the manufacturer will specify your maximum gate voltage range and your maximum gate current range, and this limits the operating area of the gate cathode junction. Again you can see there is a minimum gate voltage and a minimum gate current, which is seen like here. After some time, means after some particular gate current, the gate terminal will be triggered and your SCR will start operating. And now finally we have seen that the VG IG limit, that is the thermal limit of the SCR. Okay, this is called the thermal limit. Okay, VG into IG, this is the thermal limit, the hyperbolic region that you are seeing. The thermal limit will be considered, and this is now your operating area of the SCR. Till now these are the things that we have seen. Now see, if you see the simple circuit theory analysis of this, if we apply KVL, what will happen? See, minus ES plus IG into RS. Remember here IS equal to IG into RS plus VG, that is equals to 0. So what you are getting, ES is equals to VG plus IG into RS. This is very, very important relation. You will use in numericals also. Okay. And sometimes for protection purpose. Okay. This is the curve number 1 that we are getting. This is the circuit number 1 that we are getting. Now suppose I am erasing this. For the protection purpose that the gate current should not exceed a certain limit, we are sometimes adding a parallel resistor. Okay, a parallel resistor across your gate terminal like this. And this is your VG, this is your shunt resistor. This is what? This is current limiting resistor. As it is in the parallel branch with the gate terminal, see, this is called the current limiting resistor. In that case, means in this case, the source current and the gate current are not same. Why why those are not same? Because see, the source current is coming from the ES, the battery, and it is dividing into two parts, the shunt current that is here and the gate current which is going to the gate circuit. Okay, so the source current is equals to the sum of the shunt current and your gate current. Now, suppose if you apply the structural KVL means the outer loop, okay, the outer loop, what you will get, again minus ES plus IS into RS plus this VG equals to 0. Structural KVL, we are applying structural KVL. What do you mean by structural KVL? You are applying the KVL in the outer, means outer terminals. Okay, the outer area of the circuit, that is called structural KVL. The application is called structural KVL. Now you are getting ES is equals to VG plus IS into RS. See, here I have written IG. I can also write VG plus IS into RS, because here IS and IG are same. But here IS and IG are not same. So remember these two applications, these are very, very important for numerical point of view. Here IS is not equal to your IG. Okay. So till now what we have seen the gate cathode characteristics and the two circuits. For obtaining this circuit mainly used to obtain the gate cathode characteristics. Okay, and this is the current limiting resistor that we have added with in the parallel with the, means this gate cathode terminal to limit the gate current, nothing else. Okay. Now we will see some further analysis regarding gate cathode characteristics. What are the means applications of this gate cathode characteristics? Let us see. See, at first we are redrawing the characteristics. This is VG, this is IG, and here this is VG. Now the characteristics was something like this. This is curve number 1, this is curve number 2, and you have your maximum limits like this, and minimum limits like this, and this is your thermal limit. Okay, this is your now see, we are obtaining the further more discussion regarding gate cathode characteristics. See, this was the characteristics that we have got. This is your maximum VGM, maximum limit of the voltage that is offered by the, that is mentioned by your manufacturer, that is written in the, that nameplate. And this is your IG max, this is your VG min, and this is your IG min. So now this is your operating area of the SCR. Now let us choose a particular SCR. Okay, for that, this is your maximum limit. The card 1 represent the card 1 represents the minimum voltage limit, minimum voltage limit, and the curve 2 represent the maximum gate voltage limit. Okay. Now let us see an intermediate characteristics like this. Okay. So this is, let us name it as curve number 3. Okay. This is for a particular SCR. Okay. This is for a given SCR. Now the curve 3 will look like this. See, this curve is basically the intermediate of 1 and 2. Means we are not operating the SCR at minimum voltage range, nor we are operating the SCR at maximum voltage range. We are operating the SCR at a particular voltage which lies between the maximum and the minimum limits. That is, this is curve 3. It is for a particular SCR. Okay. Now, let us consider the source load line. What do you mean by the source load line? We have seen previously the load line is basically the locus of all operating area. Now, if you draw the source load line, it will look like this. This intersecting point will be your ES, and this will be your ES by IS. Okay. Remember, the curve 3 or the curve 1 or the curve 2, any of the curve, the slope of the curve will be Vg by Ig. What is the slope of the curve? Y by X. Okay. And the Vg by Ig will be basically Rs. So the slope of the curve will represent the source resistance. Will be proportional to Rs. We will not write directly Rs, will be proportional to Rs. So this is, so the slope of the curve is basically your source resistance. So what is the use of this plotting now? We are obtaining the slope of the curve as your source resistance. How much source resistance that we should add at the gate circuit. Okay, this is one of the use of this gate cathode characteristics. And C, for obtaining the particular operating point, the intersection of the load line and your particular given curve, this intersection will be your operating point. Means in this operating point you are running the SCR, you are running the gate and the cathode terminal of the SCR. This is the operating point. And see, in the y-axis we are plotting what? The voltage, the gate voltage. So this y-axis, and this is your y-intercept, this is your x-intercept. So this is your IGOP, that is the operating gate current, and this is your VGOP, that is your operating gate voltage. This is your operating gate voltage, and this is your operating gate current. And what is the slope? The slope is basically your source resistance. The slope is basically your source resistance. Okay. So what are the things that we have seen so far? The VG-IG characteristics. Okay. We have given a particular SCR. In that case, you have obtained this curve 3. Okay. And in this curve 3, we have also drawn the DC load line of the source. This line will be called the DC load line of the source. DC load line of source. This DC load line will help us to determine the operating point of the SCR, and that operating point is basically the intersection of the DC load line and your curve 3. Okay, we have two more operating points. See, this can be your operating point, and this also can be your operating point. So the operating point basically switches from this to this and again this to this. Okay, but this is your main operating point, as your curve 3 is for a given SCR, is a particular operating voltage of the SCR. So we are obtaining the operating voltage of the gate terminal and the operating voltage of the operating current of the gate terminal. So these are the things that we have seen, and the slope is basically the source resistance. Okay. And remember one thing, the magnitude of the gate current, if it is high, okay, the magnitude of the gate current, if it is high, then the turn on time of the SCR, is less. Okay, if the magnitude of the gate current, so if you have the sharp pulse which having a magnitude of very high, more than your latching current, then the turn on time of the SCR will be very less. Okay, let us see few more things. Remember this also. The mathematical relation, okay, this mathematical relation is very important for numerical point of view. The PG max into delta means your duty cycle. What is duty cycle? We will see. We will explain. Not to worry. Duty cycle. Now this PG max, that means the maximum power dissipation at the gate cathode into the duty cycle will be greater than equals to PG average, the average power dissipation at the gate circuit. So what is this relation says is that the maximum power dissipation, the product of the maximum power dissipation and the duty cycle will be greater than equals to the average power dissipation at the gate cathode terminal. And what is this duty cycle? Suppose you are triggering the SCR with a pulse. Okay, you are triggering the SCR with pulses. So the pulse will have a on time and an off time. Suppose this is your T and this is your gate current. See, this is your, and again the pulse continues. Suppose this is one period, na? See, this is one period, 0 to T, and up to this the gate current is high, then the gate current is low. So this time T on by T will be your duty cycle. So duty cycle means what? The ratio of the on time with respect to your time period, that is your duty cycle. Okay. So here you can also write the PG max means the maximum power dissipation. What is PG max? Let me write it for you. PG max is the maximum or peak. Sometimes is in question, you can see that they ask for peak power dissipation, maximum or peak power dissipation of the gate cathode terminal. This is your PG max, the maximum power dissipation. And what is PG average? PG average means your average power dissipation at the gate cathode terminal. Average dissipation at gate cathode terminal. Okay, PG average is your average power dissipation at your gate cathode terminal. So here now you can write PG max into, from here we are writing here, this delta means T on by T, so that is T on by T greater than equals to your PG average, or you can write the PG max into T on is greater than equal to PG average into T. This relation is very, very important for numerical point of view. Okay, this relation is very, very important. Okay. Now, there is another thumb rule that you should know. That is, there is no definite proof, but we have seen to our experiences that see, one thumb rule is that if your pulse width is less than 100 microsecond, okay, then the product of Vg into Ig will be the peak power dissipation, Pg max. And if your pulse width is greater than 100 microsecond, then your product of Vg into Ig will be your average power dissipation. There is no proof of this, but this is generally used as a thumb rule in your gate cathode characteristics. This will be also proved in your numericals also. We will see one numerical where you can see that whenever the pulse width, the gate current pulse width, if the pulse width time is less than 100 microsecond, then your power dissipation is maximum or peak power dissipation, and if your pulse width is greater than 100 microsecond, then that is your average power dissipation. Okay, now let us see two kind of numerical from this topic. See this numerical. This is actually the practical example how the gate cathode characteristics is used in practice. Okay. See, it is used basically to compute the gate to source resistance required for your gate cathode circuit. For an SCR, the gate to cathode characteristics has a straight line with a slope of 130. That means what they are saying is that this slope, okay, this Vg by Ig slope, it is your 130. Okay, so first information what we are getting, Vg by Ig, it is your 130, and for trigger source voltage of 15 volt means if we draw the basic circuit, we will see this is your basic circuit, na? This is your source resistance, that is gate to source resistance, nothing else, and that is your ES. So there is no mention of shunt resistance, so we will consider here this circuit. This is your IS or IG, what you can say. And they are saying that the source voltage of 15 volt, that is, this is your 15 volt. Okay, the allowable power gate power dissipation is 0.5 watts. That means the power dissipation at the gate circuit is your Vg into Ig, the product of Vg Ig, which is your 0.5 watts. Okay. Now we have to compute RS. We have to compute RS, the gate to source resistance. So what to do? First you have to find, so for computing the RS, see, if you apply KVL, previously as we have seen, ES plus ISRS plus VG, that is equals to 0, and ES is equals to VG plus IS into RS. Okay. Now if you can find VG, IG, ES is given. This IS is basically equal to IG because this is a series circuit. So this is your gate current. Okay, and this is also your source current because this is a series circuit. And see, this IS equals to IG because of the series circuit. And if you can obtain this IS from these two equations, if you can obtain the value of VG and your IS, you can, the ES is given as 15 volts. See, the source voltage of 15 volts. So ES is given as 15 volts. You can easily get the source resistance. So let us calculate. First put the value. See, if this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2, this Vg will be 130 Ig. Okay. So if you put the value in equation 2, Vg means 130 Ig, that is 130 into Ig square, that is equals to 0.5. So if you calculate Ig, what you will get? So Ig is coming out to be 0.06 amps. Okay, so Ig is coming out to be 0.06 amps. Or you can say 0.062 amps also. Now, what is Vg? Vg is 0.5 by Ig, that is 0.062. Okay, and Vg is coming out to be. Now this Vg is coming out to be 8.06 volts. So that is your 8.06 volts. And see, we have obtained Ig 0.062 ampere. We have obtained Vg as your 8.60 volt. Now if you put the values in here, ES is given 15 volts. ES is given 15 volts. So 15, that is equals to Vg. Vg is 8.06 plus Is, that is Is equals to Ig here. So 0.062, okay, into your Rs. So if you calculate this, so Rs is coming out to be 111.93 ohms. So this is the source resistance required, or the gate to source resistance, that is your 111.93 ohm. Okay, so let us see another numerical. See this problem, and SCR has VG-Ig characteristics as Vg equals to 1.5 plus 8 Ig. This is the equation of the curve. And in certain application, the gate voltage consists of a rectangular pulse of 12 volt and duration of 50 microsecond with a duty cycle of 0.2. Okay, so they are asked to find first of all the Rs, the gate to source resistance, to limit the peak power dissipation to 5 watts. See, one thing you notice, that the peak power dissipation is given, that is Vg into Ig, that is given as 5 watts. See, the duration is less than, the pulse width duration is less than 100 microsecond now. So that's why the peak power, that power dissipation Vg into Ig, that is your peak power dissipation. I have told you previously that if the pulse width is less than 100 microsecond, then the power dissipation at the gate circuit is your peak power dissipation, and if it is more than 100 microsecond, then that is your average power dissipation. See, in this case Vg into Ig is 5 watts, that is given, and see this characteristics curve is given, Vg equals to 1.5 plus 8 Ig, and they are asked to find, now you are asked to find Rs, the gate to source resistance, means the circuit remains same. See, the circuit remains the same. This is your Rs, this is your Es, and this is your plus minus Vg, and this is your Ig, this is your Es, and Es is given as 12 volt. Okay, Es is given as 12 volt. Now try to solve this. There will be a quadratic equation. So if you obtain the value of Vg from here, Vg will be 5 by Ig. So it is 5 by Ig, 1.5 plus 8 Ig. So 5 equals to Ig into 1.5 plus 8 into Ig square. So after solving this, I will show you the value of Ig here. So the values of Ig, if you solve this quadratic equation, you will obtain this and this. You have to take this value only. This is not true because this is a negative current which will be discarded. So the value of Ig that we are getting is 0.7018 amps. Now if you put in this equation or in this equation, any of the two equations, the Vg will come out to be your 7.124 volts. 7.124 volts. Now for calculating Rs, you know this equation, Es is equals to Is. See, from this equation, Es equals to Is Rs plus your gate voltage, right? Yes. Now this Is is basically your Ig, because this is a series circuit, so Is equal to Ig. Es is your 12 volts, Ig is your 0.7018, Rs needs to be found, and Vg is your 7.124 volts. Solving this, you will get 6.94 ohms. Okay. Rs is your 6.94 ohms. So this is the gate to source resistance for the peak power dissipation of 5 watt. Now there in the second question, see, they are asked to calculate the average power dissipation in the gate circuit. Now you have seen previously the relation between the average power dissipation and your peak power dissipation. The peak power dissipation is given in the question itself. So Pg max or the peak power is your 5 volts. Now the mathematical relation that we have seen previously is that Pg max into your delta. What is delta? Delta is your duty cycle will be greater than equal to, but for the mathematical relation case we are taking the equality, not the greater than equal to case. Okay, so Pg max into delta, that is equals to your Pg average. And what is your Pg max? Pg max is your 5. See, 5 watts. What is delta? Delta is your duty cycle, that is your 0.2. So the P, that is equals to your Pg average. So this comes out to be 1 watts. So the peak power dissipation is your 5 watts and your average power dissipation is your 1 watts. So these are the kind of problem that can be asked from this gate cathode characteristics. So we have finished the gate cathode characteristics. Now we are left with what are the topics that we are left with in SCR. First of all, the 2 transistor model, the protection circuit and the series parallel operation. That's it. So I am trying to complete this SCR within this month. Let us see. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any query regarding this gate cathode characteristics, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you.